Good afternoon. It's Monday, November 19. I'm Herman Greene with the Midday News. A special welcome to those of you watching online at onespotmedia.com. It was chaos among commuters in Halfway Tree, Papine, and along Waltham Park Road in the corporate area Monday morning as a strike by taxi operators left them stranded. The owners and operators withdrew their service in protest of new amendments to the road traffic bill. Last week, President of the Jamaica Association of Transport Owners and Operators, JATU, Louis Barton, told TVJ News that protest action was being considered. Well, Monday morning, that consideration was realized. Taxi operators in Papine and Halfway Tree in St. Andrew Monday morning. Vehicles parked, leaving commuters to ponder how to reach their destinations. They stopped working in protest to several issues with the amended road traffic bill. True to his word, JATU President Louis Barton said the association discussed the issue on the weekend.
At a meeting yesterday, a number of operators said that they will not accept the new road traffic law, where owners are responsible for the ticket of the drivers, right? It makes no sense.
The amendment was passed in the House of Representatives last week, Tuesday. It was presented as a modern method for accountability and to reduce indiscipline on the nation's roads. However, Mr. Barton believes that amendment is simply a reflection of laziness on the part of lawmakers and the police.
The people who are supposed to be able to collect tickets on their own is passing on that duty and that function to private operators, because that is what it really is. You cannot collect your ticket, your fine, so you ask the operator owners to collect the fine for you. That is totally unfair.
There is also outcry about the increase in some of the fines for breaches of the act. Mr. Barton pointed to one such penalty, which he described as excessive.
The operators will get a $75,000 fine. I mean, 75,000, not 100. $75,000 fine for not having a badge, right? Now, we think that is like taking a Uzi gun to kill a fly. We understand that you must have your badge, but not for $75,000.
JATU is calling on senators to correct these issues when the bill for the new amendments is presented in the upper house. The National Works Agency, NWA, has made changes to the flow of traffic on Constant Spring Road in St. Andrew. The changes being implemented is to facilitate the laying of distribution water and sewage lines on the western side of Constant Spring Road, which is part of the $20 million redevelopment project. Communications manager at the NWA, Stephen Shaw, said the traffic heading towards Manor Park and Halfway Tree will be rerouted onto a completed section of the road.
What we have done is that we have opened that new section of the corridor between Olivier Road and Hillman Road. Now, what will happen is that, what is happening is that both the northbound, that's vehicles heading towards the direction of Manor Park, and the southbound, those vehicles heading towards Halfway Tree, will use this section of road, while the original piece of corridor will now be the main focus of work in that particular area.
Cassava Piece Road has also been closed.
So all vehicles that would normally be coming from the direction of Manningville Road towards Constant Spring Road would use Cassava Piece Road. Those persons will not be able to do so, and so we have advised them that they should use Clifton Boulevard and make their way onto Constant Spring Road. Now, the persons who are going to be heading north, they will have to veer off this new bit of road in the vicinity of the Manor Center, as we will only allow those vehicles that are heading south to be on this very short piece of the new road.
The People's National Party, PNP, has reacted to JLP leader Andrew Holness's presentation on Sunday. In particular, they have taken issue with Mr. Holness's proposal to end squatting, insisting that it lacks analysis and relies on failed approaches. Speaking at the JLP's annual conference, Mr. Holness announced that the government intends to spend $500 million in the next financial year to create more housing for the poor and indigent. He said the plan will help address squatting. But in a news release, the PNP said although it welcomed the initiative for social housing, the government should not believe that this will fix the problem of squatting, as there is a need for 100,000 units. The release also says that the problem requires radical thinking and a new approach. And Senator Floyd Greene says the JLP is in a good position to maintain power for another term. He said the Andrew Holness-led administration has started the work and should be given the chance to finish it. He said the positive movements in infrastructure works, the housing sector and the economy are proof that the JLP has a firm handle on the affairs of the country. Senator Greene was speaking with our news team after the JLP's 75th annual conference on Sunday.
I think the opposition, quite frankly, is in disarray. I don't think they have a message. I don't think they have a mission. And, you know, I think it's evident in some of the steps that they're taking. But for me, our focus can never be the opposition. It can never be the PNP. Our focus must be looking at our own Labour Party, seeing where we have weaknesses, where we have challenges, and how we can fix that.
Salado Foods Jamaica says it will be spending up to $200 million with struggling coffee farmers in the Blue Mountains. Salado explained that it is interested in over 20,000 boxes of ripe coffee berries. The initiative is likely to benefit close to 1,000 growers. The company says farmers and growers can begin dropping off their crops at the Salado depot as of tomorrow. Their announcement comes days after TVJ News highlighted the plight of hundreds of coffee farmers in the Blue Mountains. The farmers were left to watch their crops rot after the coffee factories stopped buying the product.
A shift in Salado's strategic operations, as we normally buy green beans, as everybody knows, but we have now embarked on a project that will see us purchasing just about 25,000 boxes of cherries from the Blue Mountains, and which is converted to 200,000 pounds of green beans over the period. This initiative will take place over a 3 to 4 month period.
But it's going to make a lot of struggling Jamaican coffee farmers see a Christmas. And for that, I want to say to the chairman and the management and the staff of Salado, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Some Clarendon residents are this afternoon blasting their elected representatives for what they deem the neglect of their community. The residents told TVJ News that for years, little attention has been paid to their urgent needs. Hence, they are issuing a call to their representatives to address their plights immediately. The details from TVJ's Shamela Pullen.
The struggle is real.
We don't have no entrance road here, no road, no water, nothing at all we don't have. Not getting no help from neither the MP nor nobody at all.
That's the reality for residents in Rose Hall Racetrack in Clarendon. They say their community has been without the basic commodities and it's affecting their livelihood. One resident says for more than 2 years there has been no water, but that has not stopped the National Water Commission NWC from sending the bills.
Right now, I have a bill on my phone here from Water Commission fee, about $70,000, and I don't get no water in here for about 2 years and about 6 months now. And I don't know what these water bills for.
They also pointed to the poor road conditions. It has also forced taxi operators to withdraw their services.
And when the youth them to go to school is a disgrace, no taxi no run around here. I have a little motor truck, and right now I can't drive on the road, go down to enter into racetrack. I have to come here up on this road here to enter out on the main. And it's a disgrace. School children, we have doctor come from in here, teacher come from in here, police come from in here. I don't know who don't come from in here, educated people, and these are the condition our district stay.
To add to their stress is the impact of a nearby plant which is posing as a health hazard to the residents.
It's really bad. Water dust, house dust. I see me hide here, I have to wear in a glass. The eye is sick and I'm going doctor this morning, and because of the dust too. So it's very bad, You can't walk on the road. They choke them and everything, pitney everybody. When we have all diarrhea, we need something to do. Please, we need something to do about this dust and the road.
Shamela Pullen, TVJ News.
And CMIX Jamaica Limited in Rose Hall, Clarendon has responded to the plight of residents who complained about the impact of the plant on their livelihood. Production supervisor at CMIX, Wayne Jackson, said a commitment has been made to rehabilitate the Quarry Road to reduce the dust that is affecting the residents.
The works for the road have already started. If you notice, on Monday we carried down material. Yesterday we had the guys that came up and did the measurements. The date that we have well, we've always have the completion of the road for December, the end of December. But the date that I have for the beginning of the next part of the project is the end of November, beginning of December.
2 persons were left hospitalized following a 2-vehicle collision along the Palisados main road in East Kingston last night. The incident occurred around 11 o'clock. It's reported that a female driver was traveling towards the Norman Manley International Airport when her vehicle drifted in the path of another vehicle which was heading in the opposite direction. Emergency teams from the Norman Manley International Airport and the Harborview Fire Station responded to the crash. Both drivers were pinned in their vehicles for close to an hour before they were eventually cut free. Up to news time, their conditions were still not ascertained. And we go on to news overseas. The crisis in U.S.-Saudi relations has intensified after CIA officials concluded that the murder of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi was ordered by the Saudi Crown Prince. The details from the CNN.
According to the Washington Post, the CIA examined multiple sources of intelligence, which included this, a phone call that the Crown Prince's brother, who is the Saudi ambassador to the United States, had with Khashoggi. Out front now, Shane Harris, one of the reporters who broke the story for the Washington Post. Shane, obviously this is a huge development. This is not what the president wants to hear tonight. So tell me what the CIA is, what has convinced them of the fact that MBS ordered personally this assassination.
Well, it's kind of a mosaic of intelligence, actually. There's the phone call that you mentioned, which is quite important, with the ambassador talking to Jamal Khashoggi before he disappeared. Also, there is a phone call from inside the consulate, we understand from our sources, from one of the individuals that was part of this hit team, calling back to Saudi Arabia to confirm to a senior aide to Mohammed bin Salman that the assassination had taken place. There's also an audio from a listening device inside the consulate that the Turks had placed, and that audio was given to the CIA. There's other forms of intelligence we probably don't even know about, but also a big part of this is the CIA's assessment since well before Jamal Khashoggi was killed, that nothing really happens in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia without Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince's say-so. And they find it impossible to believe that an operation of this magnitude could have occurred without MBS, as he's known, authorizing it. And so that is also factoring into their conclusion that he was the person who ordered this assassination.
And we go now to news in sports. Technical Director of the Jamaica Football Federation, Jason Anderson, has confirmed that Jamaican clubs, the Kingston Patriots and Marooners, will be playing in 2 international tournaments in 2019. This year, the 2 clubs played at the Canada Cup. Anderson gave an update on where the other competition will be played.
Well, 2019, basically, we're going back to Canada. We're also going to the Golden Gate Cup in US. That's in California. We have local tournaments looking forward to. We're having one coming up next month also. So basically, we are trying to push ourselves to the limit. And the limit is actually the sky. So we're heading there.
And Mr. Anderson also suggested what he thinks is needed for the national team and clubs to compete at the highest level.
Proper facility, that's one. We need venues. We need persons to open up their venues to us, so we can actually have proper venues to train. Sponsorship, we need a lot of sponsorship, so to speak, because it's an indoor sports. It's not like a field sport you can go out and just bounce ball around. You know, you have to actually get the feeling of playing indoor.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Herman Greene. Join us at 7 for the primetime news package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, good afternoon.